and Culpy and Chip. I want to make sure Chip was back there.
They got the big homie Jim Root.
Jim Root.
This is New Metal Week, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
We're going to go into a time machine and we're going to pretty much hang out from 1998 to 2004. Because that was pretty much new metal. This is my home turf. These are the bands that I grew up with. So I'm actually pretty excited. So
are you new to any of these?
Some of these. Head PE. I didn't listen to Static X. I didn't listen to...
Oh, don't tell them what's coming.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's...
There are a few that are new to you.
It's New Metal Week, so I don't think there's going to be much mystery. This is the Heretic Anthem from Slipknot from their... what do you call it? This is them on Conan. This is Conan, so this should be interesting. This
Conan?
is Conan O'Brien, the talk show guy.
Oh.
Yeah. For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori.
Or behind the scenes with our family, My Sori Life.
All right, let's do it.
Go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this was at the beginning of their career?
This was, no, they had just released Iowa. And Iowa was their second major record.
Oh, okay.
And this was a pretty big one.
Yeah.
This song, when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, I'm really living on the edge here." The guy says 666.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I thought I was like at the edge of some black metal there.
Oh my gosh.
Little did I know, there's Behemoth and all those other brothers running around.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought this was like as close as I was gonna get to being hardcore. You know, I wanted to rebel against my Christian upbringing, but you know, not too much. I didn't want to be too dark. So
Well, this was
a nice happy medium.
What is this if you're 555? What is that like? He just pulled a random number?
Well, I just think he was trying to you know, be as, you know.
He should have said if you're 777 then I'm 666.
Well, yeah, because 7 is God's number, not
Right, that's like
not
the big
5.
777
Yeah.
666.
Yeah, and in you know, biblical numerology, 5 really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why I was like, am
Yeah.
I missing something?
I just felt like he wanted to put 666 up there, so he put 555. But I felt like that was one of the more lazier lyrics from Corey. Like you could tell he just wanted to put 666 in there.
Yeah.
So he you know, he tried to basically put 555 in there so that he could successfully do 666. Of course, if you want to give Corey a ton of credit, you could say that he was 555. You didn't watch a lot of TV, but back in the day, in shows and stuff, every time somebody had a phone number, it always started with 555.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you watch like TV shows and whatever, it's like, oh, what's your number? It's like 555-8723 or whatever.
Okay.
Because 555 isn't an area code. So if you wanted to give Corey a lot of credit lyrically, you could say, well, what he was saying was 555 is a number that represents Hollywood and represents, you know, fake TV shows and da-da-da-da-da. So then 666 would be the, you know, they're real. You know, they're not selling out to the man, basically, which is what the song is about, in my opinion. But so if you want to give him credit for that 555 thing, there you go. I have never heard Corey ever say that, so I just think it was lazy writing on his part. But I didn't care because I had a Christian mother who that song freaked her out. So it accomplished for me what I needed it to accomplish.
Yeah.
And of course, the song is not spiritual at all. It's a cultural heretic. He's not talking about a theological heretic. So, you know, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, verse 1 seemed to me like the whole, like how you were explaining it. Verse 2, though, everyone's so infatuated, everyone's so completely sure of what we are. Everyone defamates from miles away, but face to face, they haven't got a thing to say. I bet, like, is he talking about, like, when people have, like, they're gossiping about them, or they're like, oh, we know what they're about, and they don't have a clue, and he's saying, but then when they get face to face with us, they don't say it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the nature of the beast. I mean, that happens all the time. People are gonna talk. That's the dichotomy of being famous or getting big or becoming successful in anything, because then what happens is you get jealous people from far away that want to comment and talk shit to you. But then when you're in their presence, you're so important that the same reason that they were talking shit about you is the same reason that they're going to kiss your ass when they see you in public. So, you know, they were just experiencing that because they got pretty big after their first record. So now they're experiencing it. Of course, if you want to talk shit about Slipknot, there's a whole bunch of shit you could do to talk shit about Slipknot.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right? You know, you're running around in masks and jumpsuits and, you know, like, come on, like, let's take this seriously type of thing. And so there's a lot of things you can do to talk shit about them, but of course they were also the biggest band in the world at the time, so say what you want, they're the most important band on the planet at the time.
Right.
So they're still, I mean, Korn pretty much from that entire, you'll see, like, we'll go through these, you know, not many of these bands are still kicking around. So, you know, they were not even at the height of their popularity yet. That's the thing, but they were really, 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 really big. So, yeah, that's the second verse was about.
This part was funny to me. Toy, nobody wants anything I've got. Which is fine, because you're made of everything I'm not.
Right. Yeah, Corey is only, even in the most recent song, the All Out Life song, where he says, "We're not your kind." Like, Corey has no problem with, there's some people that can say things like that and get away with it, and other people that can't. Like, if Trump got on TV and said, "We're not your kind," that wouldn't go over well. People would be like, "Oh my God, he's separating the nation," blah, 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 but Slipknot can do it, and it's completely fine, because it's coming from a certain type of culture. So, like, this is, you know, typical rock and roll, like, I'm an outsider, you don't understand me, and I don't care, and, you know, blah, 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 right? The first verse is, "I'm a pop star threat and I'm not dead yet. Got a super dread bet with an angel drug head. Like a deadbeat winner, I want to be a sinner and idolize bang for the industry killer. A hideous man that you don't understand, throw a suicide party and I'm guaranteed to snap. It's evil Sonic, it's pornoholic breakdowns, obscenities, it's all I want to be." So, this is them coming out and saying, okay, like, we're not gonna make like poppy music that fits into the prevailing culture. So, like, a heretic, really the technical term for a heretic is somebody that is a divisive person.
Oh.
That's technically what the Greek word means.
Okay.
Is a person that divides other people, because, you know, the church was originally supposed to function as a family, and a heretic is a divisive person. So, you know the thing where it says, you know, as for a divisive person, warn him once and then twice and have nothing to do with him? The word divisive there is heretic. So that's
is there,
what,
you know how you do
the
the word like breakdown, like you like split up into two and you say this means that and that means.
Yeah.
Can you do it with that one, or do you not know how that breaks down?
Well, I'd have to parse the Greek word.
Oh.
Most English is rooted in Latin. There's Latin and Greek combinations. So I don't know what the etymological breakdown of heretic would be from the Greek side, but so he's saying, this is them saying, no, we're not going to do that, you know, because they had the, you know, everybody was kind of speculating on what they were going to do on their second record, because they had gotten commercial success on their first record, but the first record, start to finish, is just completely crazy, angry, fast, you know, speed metal type stuff. And so then everybody, there are a lot of people that were like, oh, they're going to come back, it's going to be a softer record, they're going to be more radio friendly, they're going to have more Wait and Bleed type songs with a lot of choruses and all that. And then Iowa, like, we had one radio song, Left Behind, that we did like 3 or 4 months ago. That's actually a song we did in New York. So they had one like radio song, but it still wasn't really anything different from what they did, because Wait and Bleed was a radio song, but the rest of the record was crazy. So Left Behind was a radio song, but the rest of they went heavier on this record than they did on the previous record. And so they were like completely different from what people thought they were going to do.
I see.
So that's what this song is about. It's kind of about, like, you know, we're gonna go on the other side of it. We're gonna be more crazy and all that. And then, you know, if you're 555, I'm 666. Historically, the laziest lyrics probably in the last 20 years.
Well.
Yeah, it's obvious. Like, we want to put 666 in a song. Like, that's all that happened. I'm not even mad at them for it. It's just like, it's obviously, you know, not really well thought out. 30 seconds, 16-8-4. I don't really know what that was, because if you think about it, 30, like, 8 is half of 16, 4 is half of 8. But half of 30 is 15, not 16. So, I don't know if he did that back there or what.
Or keeping even numbers?
I guess. 30 seconds, 16-8-4, let me tell you why I haven't the slightest. Maybe what he's saying is, these are just random numbers. They don't really mean anything. He says, let me tell you why. And he says, I haven't the slightest.
I'm teaching your brightest.
But I'm teaching your brightest. They're listening, clamoring. So it's basically like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm thinking. And it doesn't matter, because all your kids are listening to me. So you can say whatever you want about me. Your kids are going to follow what I say, even if I'm talking nonsense. And they're going to do what we're doing now, which is study what I'm saying and try to find some reason in it. So it doesn't matter if you want to, you know, respect what we're doing or not. We have your kids.
when he says, "Tell me again how you're tortured," who's he talking to?
Well, he's probably talking about the establishment. You know, all the money in the world can't buy me. Go ahead and lie to me. Tell me again how you're tortured. I want to know how you followed your orders so well. Like, I followed orders as the excuse that the German Nazi soldiers were using when they were justifying killing all those innocent people. So it's all the lines that people who go along with what the establishment says.
Yeah, well,
even if they're doing wrong.
When you're talking to people about abortion and stuff, like a lot of times they say it's the law, it's legal.
Seduct, right? I had one guy tell me it's not murder because it's legal to kill them. So that's the
okay.
Yeah. But this is what happened. But he's catching on something, because there are these cultural narratives that get just thrown out there, and if you don't go along with them, you know, people are able to say them like out of their mouth, and of course a person outside the culture is like, "What the hell are you talking about?" So, you know, during the Nuremberg trials, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I was just following orders, man." Like, to him, it made complete sense. And I'm sure in his little subculture, it made complete sense. Everybody else is horrified and judging the guy. But this is why you constantly have to talk about, you know, Nazis and things like that, because at the end of the day, the same principles are operating today. It's the exact same template. You know, you have a nickname for people to dehumanize them. Your government co-signs the killing, and then you say it's not murder because the government allows it. So I asked the guy, I said, "So what the Nazis did to the Jews, that wasn't murder then?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay."
Wow.
Well, if you wanna make murder only about what's legal and what's not versus a moral pronouncement, then fine, I guess. You know, but this is what happens when you just follow the prevailing narrative of your. And that's one of the things where I say to people all the time, is like, how do you know that your mindset is not being shaped by sociopaths? You know, I don't believe all those German people were sociopathic, and I don't even believe the guy that said I was just following orders is sociopathic. But what happens is
following the orders of a sociopath.
He was following the orders of a small group of sociopaths, and so if you're in a culture where a small group of sociopaths get to set the zeitgeist, then you know you're going to be the person who says no, that's bullshit, is going to be a heretic. So the current, you know, the prevailing zeitgeist is, oh, it's a clump of cells, and then you come around and say, no, that's bullshit, arms, legs, toes, head, whatever, that's a human being.
Right.
Now you're a heretic, you're a cultural heretic, because there are certain doctrines that you're not allowed to contradict in current American culture.
That's true.
Or otherwise you're going to be labeled a heretic. And so, because we can't talk to each other anymore, we can't exchange ideas, we can't disagree without somebody attaching some sort of moral import to your position.
Yep.
So I just saw this video where this little white lady got kicked off of a flight.
Why?
Because she was harassing some kid with a MAGA hat on. He was like 18, 19 years old, and she was completely berating this dude. So finally, they had to get security. They escorted homegirl off the flight.
What was she doing?
She was just verbally harassing the kid. The kid wasn't saying anything. He's like 18 years old. He just had his camera up because, you know, this woman didn't it always blows my mind. Like, when you see somebody has a phone on you as you're talking,
you have to know that's gonna go.
You are going viral.
Yep.
Going viral. But she kept going. So finally, they brought the security dude over. He's like, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And then her husband was like, "Yo, chill." Like, she'll shut up for the rest of the flight. Which she looked at him all sideways. He's like, "She'll shut up for the rest of the
couch."
Yeah, he's like, "She'll shut up for the rest of the." Well, what happened is his mother died, and he was going to the funeral.
And she was causing all this drama on the way there.
She's causing all this jihad on the plane.
Word.
So the flight attendant security guy was like, "Well, he can still go. We don't have a problem with him."
Did he go?
No, he didn't go. She got her bags and they both left. Of course, she's saying, "Shame on you," or whatever. But, you know, the guy had the audacity to wear a MAGA hat on a plane.
Shame on her. I can't believe she was doing that. And how selfish, too. Like,
Trump is driving people crazy. Like,
but don't you have her husband's mother died?
Yeah, well, you know, this is a little white lady. She didn't think that they were going to kick her off the plane. How many times have you seen little white ladies get kicked off planes? See what I'm saying? Like she didn't think that was even impossible. She probably thought that he was gonna get kicked off the plane. Which is another thing that happened, because I just saw this other clip where this kid was in high school and the teacher told him if he doesn't remove his MAGA hat, then he's got to get out of the class. So she probably thought if she caused enough of a ruckus, he would get kicked off for daring to wear a MAGA hat. And it just so happened that, it just depends on who's around at a given time. You see what I'm saying? So she got booted off the plane, and he got the entire row to himself. But I mean, this is what happens to cultural heretics. They want to burn you at the stake. It doesn't really matter, whatever it is. I don't even care about MAGA. I don't care about any of that shit. But I would love a MAGA hat. I think Leah's supposed to send me a MAGA hat. I'd love to wear one just for people to go crazy. Wear one outside. I'll wear one outside and carry a camera. Oh. I'm in Maine. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
weird. It's not like MAGA hat.
It's not like there's gonna be any smoke in Maine. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants any problems in Maine. They'll probably be like, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Go down to the college.
Yeah, I'll go down to base with a MAGA hat. See what happens. Because I don't think the Batesies will know what to do. You remember that superhero the meme where he doesn't know what to do? So it's like on one hand it's like must destroy MAGA hat,
but it's a black
but it's a minority. What to do? You know what I mean? So it's all like it's about being a cultural heretic. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, if you're anti-Trump, then I'm MAGA. It's the same thing. 555-666, like whatever. And it's amazing to me that people just fall for it all the time. It's unbelievable to me. It's like, if you can get undone by a hat, then, you got to rethink your priorities, family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to rethink your priorities.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, when you put it that way.
Anyway, what's that lady? Look at this clip.
You stole my property, my Make America Great Again hat.
Look at the kind of shit he's wearing. Look it.
I would go with this one.
Really?
Good.
Really?
Good. That's how this country works. If you
You're promoting genocide. Guy's wearing a MAGA hat.
That's what I was thinking about.
Thinks the girl's she's not promoting genocide, dummy. He's just doing it to screw with you. Yeah, she got arrested. She got arrested by campus police that girl.
Well, she took it so far.
Going after people of color. Hey, don't anybody mess with me. I got Puerto Ricans in my family. Shut up your mouth. Relax. But, half my kids the kids are half Puerto Rican. So, shut up. But, anyway. What do you give the song?
8.6.
This is a classic nu metal record right here. This is a classic nu metal record.
I love how they did it. I liked the sound of it, the energy, their movements on the stage, all that stuff. The lyrics were kind of like, You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to give it a 9. Because I really liked everything else.
This came out August 28th. We saw them 2 weeks after 9/11. So, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. And when I saw them...
No, I didn't see them.
Yeah, Corey said something on stage about not going after Muslims and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. And he was saying that when it was not cool. Because we've come a long way with Muslims since 9/11. And we've got a long way to go, inshallah. But he said that literally 2 weeks after 9/11. And there's a lot of hard feelings during that time period. And he was already progressive enough to be able to say, and he said something like, we need to get the bastards who did this and stop going after our own people. Which was amazing to hear him say, because he was saying that these American Muslims were our people. And he was saying, we're going to get them. And he was othering the terrorists that attacked us. And, everybody wanted blood at the time. And I was just quiet when that whole thing happened. When he said that, I was just very, very quiet. Because I was like, yeah, we're going to get them. People are going to die for this shit, for sure. And my girlfriend at the time was coming up from New York. you know, because the show is in Maine, so she came up from New York to visit, and yeah, that was a pretty crazy time. But yeah, so I got, and actually, he did it right. I think it was this song actually, but either way, I have hella respect for Corey after that, because now, of course, we would say that, but back then it was a fucking risky thing to say.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to the big homie. This is a 9.5 for me. It's just complete and pure nostalgia. Period. It's a 9.5. All right, Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
Look at my face, I do somebody new.